So, welcome addition to the Influencer Marketing Roundtable. It's nice to see some new faces as well today. Just a little bit of a very quick synopsis, because I know many of you know who I am. But I'm a podcast host, author, speaker, panelist, and also I work with a global influencer agency, Audience to Media, which has a staggering 107 million influencers on its platform. And then I'm also the founder of the Branded Content Marketing Association Influence Division, Membership World, and also MESA, which is the Meetings and Events Support Association. We were talking about some good news, and I've had some good news last week in the sense that I've got two new clients. And they have joined me on my influencer program, both ladies actually, and this is all about helping individuals become more influential online. Not going to go through all of the different steps of the process, but it's a really fantastic. We've had some amazing results from some of the people that I'm working with at the moment. As much as I love working in groups like we are sort of here, there's nothing better for me than working on a one-to-one basis, and I find so many people want to, that's relevant specifically to them. So today we're going to talk all about Canva, and I'm delighted to have John with us, who's in the room and have been a long-standing member of our group. And I thought it'd be really interesting just to, because I use Canva a little bit, and I think so many other, when we look at some of these tools, which we were talking about last week amongst many, we don't often have the chance to have a deep dive look around them. So I thought, Canva is something I know a little bit about, but really not enough. So what John's going to do is talk to us for about 15, 20 minutes or so. And then the last half an hour, please ask questions in relation to this, or if there's anything that you want to share that you are using Canva for that hasn't been mentioned, then feel free to do that. Okay. John, it's sort of over to you. Do you want to share the screen?
Sure. Yeah, wonderful. Thank you.
Just by way of hands, who is using Canva at the moment, by the way?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Me as well.
Right. Oh, look at this. Canva 101. I'm excited already.
So can you see my screen? Obviously you can see it, yeah.
Yes,
are most people using Canva already?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, fantastic. So what I wanted to do here was actually just to give you 20 tips that I wish I'd found when I first started using Canva myself, quite a while ago now, actually. Okay. So kicking off then with tip number one, adding new text easily. Down on the left-hand side of the screen here, you'll see all the different elements that you can choose from. Okay. If you click on the text button to the left side there, it gives you a whole range of ready-made fonts, designs, colors, shading, shadows, etc. that you can choose from. Just a case of clicking on one of those and then changing the text to however you wanted it. Yeah. Alternatively, you can actually just go to pre-made headers, subheadings, or paragraph text. Okay, and the way I tend to use this actually is using these three elements at the top here. So by clicking on the header, you can actually just arrange the size by dragging, or you can go to the top there and just click on the font number, the size, and just automatically change it there. Very, very straightforward. So tip number two, adding a gradient background. Okay, so if we come over here to the left-hand side again, and we're going to look for the elements there, we just search gradient background. Okay, so we look in the square. We can select that square there, change the size that we wanted to cover the entire page. Then if we wanted to change the actual color, it's just a case of going to the boxes at the top here, selecting one color on the right side, left side, and an alternate color on the right side. And you can change your background gradient color that way. Tip number 3, moving elements easily. Now, sometimes I actually don't know the answer to this, but sometimes you can, obviously you can move around just by dragging and pulling around. And sometimes you can see the lines that pop up, giving you an idea of where you can, you know, set and move to. But another way of using it would be to select Control and, Shift, and your up and down arrow, left and right. Yeah, now when you use the Shift, it's moving it at 10 pixels a time. If you just use the arrow singular, it will actually move things down, left, right, and up and down, just 1 pixel at a time. Okay, so moving over to number 4, adding a shadow to a picture, to an item. So we've selected a picture here. Okay, we go to here on the left-hand side where it says Edit Image. And if we just scroll down on the left-hand side slightly, you come across the shadows. So we select all, so we give you an idea. So they're the various shadows available. So we'll click this one. And you see now it's added the shadow underneath the shoe. But if we actually click on the, I've forgotten the words to use here. If you select on the elements here, you can now change the darkness, transparency, the offset of the shadow, the depth. And if you wanted to change it to actually a glow, we could even change the color of the shadow. Okay. Moving on to tip number 5, selecting difficult layers. Sometimes when layers are connected together, so it's very difficult to actually pinpoint the layer you're trying to receive. Yeah, so if you click on the first one, okay, and then what we're going to do is to click Control and then left on your mouse, and if you do it again, it's actually selecting those 3 layers there for you. So now we can pick out the middle layer and move it easily. Okay. Tip number 6, saving favorite colors using a brand kit. Now, has anybody used this element before? No? So if we go to the home page and come down the left-hand side, you'll see their brand. We click on the brand, and you'll see there that my brand kit is already there for my company there, Repurpose Solutions, and they're the regular colors that I would use here. So if there was, let's say we wanted to add another brand kit, so this is colors that we use frequently, we could either choose something from a selection here, or we could add a custom palette. Let's move that down. And then we can add the colors that we would usually use as we go along here. Okay, and then we could just save the name of the palette. If we go back to our original place here, we should see them on the left-hand side. We'll just refresh the page. There's the new palette there. So there's our used frequently colors. Okay. How to zoom in and out very easily. You probably all know on the bottom right-hand side of the screen, you'll see there the bar that you can zoom in and out. Okay, but a much quicker and efficient way is if you click Control and plus and minus. Much easier to zoom in and out. Tip number 8, grouping text and elements easily. So if we click on an item, click on a text, for example, okay, and then we hold Shift and then click to the next text.
Excuse me.
And then Shift and next. Now all of these elements have been combined together so we can drag them without losing their formation. Okay. Tip number 9. I'm not sure if anybody's aware, there isn't an erase function in Canva. So if we take this element here, and let's say we just wanted to use a section of this, what we can do is use the cropping feature to actually erase some of the items. So we'll select the item, click crop, and then we can just adjust the margins to here, click done, and we've now got just the hearts that we wanted to keep rather than the whole image. Moving to tip number 10, filtering when searching through elements. Okay, it's a great thing here actually. So we go to the elements on the left-hand side again, and let's say we want to search hearts. Okay, but now we'll click on the filter section and we can choose, example, red hearts and animated, and then apply the filters. And then we've now got exactly what we're looking for here to select from. Okay. Tip number 11, adding hyperlinks to text and pictures. It's a great tool. As I said there, including a hyperlink into text when sending a document as a PDF is a perfect way promoting certain elements of your social and digital marketing without actually asking your prospects to click specific links. The beauty of this tool enables you to even hyperlink a picture and even an icon. So if we highlight some of the, if we highlight some of the words within the paragraph, and then we come to the right side here and click on the link, we can simply put in the URL that we're looking for. And that there would add that link automatically. And it's exactly the same if we wanted to do the same thing to the picture or to an icon. We select the item and then we can add in our URL. And you see that the link is added. This is only usable when converting your presentation to a PDF. Okay, and to align elements perfectly. Now, when there's lots of elements and wording on a page, it's very difficult to use the drag and drop feature. Okay, so if we want to align these perfectly, what we need to do is just go over to the file, show rules, rulers and guides. And then from the left side, we can just drag over the line to the area we want to make it. And then with that, we can move our wording against the line. And then to get rid of the line, we just have to move it back. And we've aligned everything perfectly. Tip number 13, removing the background from a picture. I've selected this picture already because you see the background is all in between the lady's head and the camera and in between her arm. Okay, great tool this is in Canva. Select the picture. Just click on the edit image. And then you'll see there you've got background remover. Just click that one time and a week later it should be done, depending on your internet. There, and now we've completely removed the background from the image. Okay. Now moving to tip number 14, if you want to add, you see some thumbnails on places like YouTube, they tend to put like a glow going around the person. If we want to do that, again, we just go to click image. Let's say we use this one. Aha. My screen's frozen.
Is it? Did you say it's frozen, John? Yeah.
It's completely frozen, yeah.
It's looking all right here.
Yeah, I'm trying to move my cut, nothing's moving.
Do you want to? Are you able to refresh at all? Or
Yeah, let me try.
just a reminder, everybody, if you've got any questions that you want to ask John, put them in the chat, and then we can discuss them afterwards.
I was just thinking with this one in particular, this feature is really good because you could almost create a proposal or whatever it might be, a presentation, and you can make all of your images unified, can't you, with this tool? It's really good.
Yeah, well, I was just thinking while John was speaking, at the moment when I do proposals for people, I largely just do them in an email. And I know that when we do a proposal for audience to media, we have it with a deck. And I was just thinking the benefit of having Canva is that you've got a certain amount of templated stuff that's already there.
Yeah.
And then you've got just tweak things accordingly. So
Yeah.
they've got that your credentials, they've got some one or two case studies, and then you're just making it personalized at various points, which looks a lot more impressive than maybe just a standard email, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Particularly you can add some video elements in and links directly to your website and all that sort of stuff. So I love that.
Yeah. It's all about absorption of content, really, isn't it? When you send a proposal, the likelihood is that most people will just go straight to the cost, won't they? So if you can get people along the way to,
Yeah.
actually read the content, that's always helpful, isn't it? So
Well, of course, it's about it's justifying the it's maximizing the pain and minimizing the cost fundamentally, isn't it? Really, more than anything else. While
Yeah.
we're just waiting for John to reboot and come back again, uh, who's using Canva? I'd like to add any sort of comments and questions. I mean, I might not be able to answer them all, but yeah. Stephen, are you using it already?
Yeah, I mean, I use Canva quite a lot and have been quite a while. And one of the things I was going to point out to John or to the group, that some of the things that he's talking about only work on Pro. They don't work on the free version of Canva. Things like saving your brand kit and things like that. So just be aware that just to check in at the end with John what features you need Pro for, because you might, if you're on the unpaid version, you might be spending hours trying to find out what he was talking about, and it just doesn't work. So
right, that's a good version. Remind me.
Most important one was the brand kit, and the other thing I wanted to tell him about those the guidelines. So he was saying when you select an image and move it, you get lines pop up every so often. They are alignment lines. So when you're moving the image around, it will show you when you're in the center of the page, or maybe if you're lined up with another image that you're using in the so if you wanted everything set up to the left and you're using different boxes, you can set it all and it will give you the guideline as to distance from the edge of the page, distance from other images, or distance from the center and things like that. So it's quite a useful tool.
And has anybody put video links into Canva? I'd like to know how that works.
No, I've not done that.
anybody done that at all? No.
I think it's probably fairly similar to where you had the URLs and things like
Yeah.
that for links. So I think there is something on there. I was told about it a long time ago. I've just never used it.
Yeah.
But there is something on there that allows you to drop videos in.
But when it comes to the world of influencer marketing, one thing that's definitely important, a lot of creators that I've seen that have got media kits will use Canva, and it's almost been set up for that. And that's for that. So if you wanted to, if you're an influencer wanting to work with a brand, what are they going to want to know? Well, they're going to want to know about your reach, your engagement, the type of brand collaborations that you've done, the news articles that you've worked with, all that sort of stuff. I mean, in a way, I see this as a sort of a great vehicle for an amazing CV
Yeah,
that you
and
could
just so you know, Gordon, I just had a quick check and I've seen how you add the videos. So
Okay.
if you go into Canva where it's got the one that he showed you, and on the left hand side you've got all the different drop downs, templates, elements, uploads, etc. Go into our uploads, and then it allows you there's images, videos and audio, and you can upload a because when I went into it I saw I have actually done it before. There's a video of myself in there, so I've obviously added it some time ago, but you can add it in there on the uploads, and then of course you can just
Pop it
select
in
it
whenever you
and pop
want.
it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I mean, I was thinking,
Oh,
Frank, of. Oh, sorry. Did somebody want to ask something?
April.
yeah, hello. I wanted to ask something about the brand kit. We've got a specific colour for the gold on our brand kit, and it's got a certain number. Can you put the
Like a
number?
Pantone.
Yeah, the hex
reference.
number you can select by hex or any. So what happens is when you're doing the colours, John was showing us using the box, and you just go around and find the colour that works. But underneath that, there's a hex box, so you just enter
Oh.
the code, the hex
Oh,
code. in there,
perfect. That's
and
really
it just-
helpful. Thank
It
you.
selects the exact colour.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, Frank, you know what we've been doing in terms of doing videos and stuff like that. I was just thinking, maybe I could create a media kit, a brand kit, which allows them something that they could download afterwards, or
Yeah.
do you know what I mean?
Yeah, just to put that into context, Frank's been doing videos, just so it doesn't sound quite so random. It's the sort of videos that Gordon and I create so that it introduces Gordon and talks a little bit about what he does and just makes it that bit more personal. In the way that I would imagine embedding those sorts of videos into something like this is if, say, for instance, you were doing a proposal, and I've done this before for clients, help them to do that. The introduction could actually be you talking through what they're going to find in the proposal. Of course, it's just that way of giving that higher level of engagement. I mean, yes, you can put in stuff like, a show reel or something like that. If you have got highly polished content or maybe examples of your work, that's always really beneficial. But yeah, having that first introduction, which could be you, talking, nice background behind, talking about the proposal, talking about, how you're keen to work together and, what you can do, which is a personalized message, really works.
Well, I tell you what's made me think of it is that I was on an event yesterday with Mesa meetings and event, and we had a company called the Song Division, and what an amazing company, organization of artists, music artists, and we all had to, for 1 hour, we had to involve ourselves in musical quiz. Even they made a song during the event. But what they did do, everything they created was personalized to Mesa, including some videos from some of the members that had valued why they were members of Mesa. And I thought it was so good that it was interspersed in little bits throughout the event. Because I think at the end of the day, we've talked about testimonials and reviews before, of course. I'm just wondering whether a Canva style presentation, when you've got little 30-second or 15-second sound bites from people that you've worked with before on video, could really add some added credibility to what you're talking about. Do you know what I mean? I think that could work really, really well. That's why I was asking the question.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And anything that tells a story, that's always good.
Well, that's the point.
Yeah.
That's the point. It's telling a story. And I mean, for example, in my case, I've worked with people that have come from completely different industries, but they've all had really good results in their own way. And I noticed that when I'm speaking to a new prospect, I'm talking about those people. but they don't know those people, and it would be really nice if one of them was to come on and say, look, I've worked with Gordon, and I'm in the recruitment business, or I've worked with Gordon and I'm in the financial business, and so on and so forth. And I'm just relaying that back to all of you. For example, those of you from Accelerate, is getting some of your clients or even me coming on and helping you with some video content. You know what I mean? It's if we can do that in a short little punchy presentation, could be good.
So, do you know what really works? Okay, and you'll see on the video sample I send over to you over the next couple of days is the likes of the reviews that are going to go up on your Google page, right? I take them, right, and I create a video with them. And one is for your stories and one is for your news feed, okay? Now, the stories really work well, and you have to keep it within 12 seconds, okay? So a short and simple review, you can turn into a serious marketing tool.
Yeah.
What you're either trying to sell or what you're trying to promote. And in this case, we're trying to promote the roundtable.
Yeah.
So literally what you're doing, you're getting the people that are attending the webinar to promote the webinar and promote what you do. Okay? You can pay as much money as you want advertising across radio, TV, social media, all that. But the best advertisement you can get is a review from a customer.
Yeah. I mean, in your case, April, you're a very personalized service, haven't you? And there's loads of dating sites that are out there and dating, what makes you special, I'm guessing, is the unique way in which you engage with people. And so other people who've used your service are going to be the best advocates for future people, aren't they?
Yeah.
They are, but the problem is the reason they come to us is because they don't want their faces seen elsewhere. It's a bit of a contradiction. I mean, if you think, we've got people coming to us who are, six-figure earners, they don't want everybody to know that they found their partner through a matchmaking agency.
Oh, I see.
And that's one of the problems that we've got.
Yeah, I see.
Sorry for a second, Gordon. John has just put up on the WhatsApp there. Can you let me in, please?
He's just coming. Just coming. Yeah. I've just seen him. Yeah.
I noticed that Gemma's had her hand up for a while, Gordon. I don't know if that's on purpose or just an accident.
I think Jenna, did you have a question, Jenna?
Jenna's on mute. Jenna's on mute. Microphone's muted.
I think it was from the beginning, just when we were asking a question. John, you were doing so well.
Yes.
Oh, goodness gracious. And it's low. Yeah, something's not right. Would you like me to continue?
Yeah, of course we would. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Well, as opposed to no.
Dear me. Okay, cool. Back in. Okay, fantastic. Right. So, where do we get to? Yeah, we got to. Yeah. Okay. So, let me just do this again and get rid of this one. Okay. Okay. So we're going to work on. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to go to edit image. Okay. We're going to go on a dual tone. So this one here. And then we're going to change everything to white. Okay. So then we just adjust the size slightly. And then we can bring back the original picture. Backwards.
Center back.
Oh. Send backwards. There you go. And now we can move the original picture around. And this is where she's popping out a little bit, like you see in the thumbnails in YouTube.
Yeah. Very clever.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on to tip number 15, using picture frames. Again, one of my favorites, actually. If we go along to the elements here, just click in frames. just type inside frames. It will give you a whole range of different frames you can use. So for example, you know, you could use a mobile phone, you could use a computer monitor.
Oh, that's clever, isn't it?
Or laptop. Yeah. And then all we need to do, go to either the photographs that are here within Canva itself, or your uploads. We just drag in a picture and drop it, and it slides automatically into that frame.
I love that.
Yeah. Move the hands one into the mobile phone like that. If you wanted to change the picture slightly, how it's set within, okay, you just double click, and then you can just move the picture around as so. And when you click back, it pops back into that actual frame size itself. Okay. Tip number 16, uploading pictures. Okay, so uploads is a normal, like on any device, you know, you go through the whole uploads, find the file and so forth. Okay, with here, if you just simply select your picture, yeah, we can just drag and drop the image directly into the file that you're working on. Okay.
Share that one again.
And then, yeah, so certainly, literally just open up your file on your computer where you want to bring the picture in from. Okay, and you can just keep your mouse and button, and then just drag it over, and then just drop it straight into your project.
Oh, sure. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, my computer is running really slow. Sorry, guys. There it is. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So tip number 17, duplicating elements. Okay, really straightforward. If we click on the element we want to duplicate, so we'll click on the hearts, then to the top right-hand corner here, you'll see the duplicate button. As many times as you press that is as many times it will duplicate. Okay, you can also do, you know, select, control copy, control paste, but that's a much quicker and effective way. Tip number 19, how to find a specific color. Okay, so if there's a color that you really like, you know, obviously if you're going into and you've not used it in Canva before, okay, we can click on the area here. We can click to pick a color from design. Okay, then you can literally move around anywhere on your screen and find the color that you want to choose. So I want to use that, and I can now change it to that exact color. Okay. Tip number 19. This is a pretty cool, I think it's pretty new as well. I've not seen it until a few months ago. So we can add a QR code to our document. So if I want to take people directly to a specific part of my website, we just come along to the left-hand side here and scroll down. Click on more.
You got a QR
We can
code.
select the QR code, put in the URL that we want. So let's say monblue.co, generate the code, and there's the QR code.
Brilliant.
We can now just put that to the size we want, and pop that in our document.
That's really good on LinkedIn that you can do that you can make your own LinkedIn QR code. So instead of giving a business card out, that you can give the code out for LinkedIn.
Yeah. With this QR code, it will take you anywhere with the URL. So you could even put in your, if you wanted to, you could even put your Facebook page or your Instagram or whatever, and it will take you straight to that link. Yeah. Tip number 20, bringing text to life with animation. Again, something that I pretty like. So select the text that you're looking for. Okay, click the animate button at the top, and then we can choose from a whole host of animations. So one of my favorites is typewriter. Oh, our computer's gone funny again. Come on, guys, get me through it. Yeah, click on typewriter. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, right. Cool.
Okay, and then we can click on, let's say, stomp. Yeah, so any way we want, and then we can adjust the time as well with that animation by, when we come out, we click on the
monthly cost
timing there. Okay.
Okay.
So that's it, guys. So I've managed to get through that, it breaking down again. Any
Yay!
questions?
Well done, John. Well done.
Well done, John. Well done, John. I'm just going to ask you: have you got do you have like a media deck for your business at all?
Yes, I do.
Are you
Actually,
able to show us a little bit about, because obviously this is really helpful in tutorial mode. Be interesting to see what you've done on one of your own decks, and just how you're pitching or how you're selling something.
Sure. Let me see. Yeah, sure. Let me
and by the way, this is just to remind everybody, this is the pro version. I think you've been showing us a lot of these features, haven't you?
It is. I mean, a lot of the features are available when you know, in free, but a lot of it then has the Canva watermark in it, you know, in most of the pro piece.
Yeah.
So if we select, I'm just working through this at the moment. This is a business pitch deck we're doing at the moment.
Oh, is that right? $10.99 a month, April.
Yeah.
It's not
That's
much,
right.
is it? Not much,
Yeah.
really, is it?
Not really. And I think, to be honest, I think if you use, if you want to save a few quid, I think if you have a VPN and you can register from a different country, it's actually cheaper. I think we paid, I think it's even cheaper in the Philippines.
Really?
Good
No
idea.
way.
Yeah, it's a bit cheaper in euros.
Yeah.
John, does Canva use do they give video clips and videos and as well as just images?
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, there's a whole array of, so
yeah.
if we go on the left hand side here again to elements, okay. I mean, for example, you know, if you put in shoes, yeah, just something straightforward. You see there, you can even just click videos.
Yeah, videos, yeah.
There's a whole range of videos.
No, I understand, yeah. It's very similar. It's very similar. I don't use Canva, I use Wave Video, but it is very similar, yeah.
Yeah, it's an extremely giving piece of software, actually.
Yeah.
So are you,
go on.
Are you meaning with regards to like presenting a particular slide?
Yeah. No, and you don't. It's just for the purposes of how you've done it and what it looks like, and just a few little things that, because what you've been doing is fine in terms of, say, tutorial, but the more relatable it is to our own businesses, then I think we can see the output at the other end.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, this is actually a template that we've taken. I mean, I'm not sure what the original template looked like, to be honest. But, you know, so for example, it gives you the option. Sorry, my computer slowed down so dramatically. So it's giving us the option here, you know, to autoplay, presenter view, standard, and so forth. Okay, so if we autoplay the document.
So that could be if you're on an exhibition stand or a conference and it's
Yeah.
playing in the background and stuff like that. Yeah.
Exactly. The reason I couldn't do that earlier was because I'm actually having to add really to the presentation as I'm showing certain slides. So yeah, it's not
moving along. Yeah. Oh yeah.
there.
Okay.
Now you can set each slide to a specific time frame. So let's say 5 seconds, or it can just be you know, when you're ready just to click and move forward to the next page. Yeah, and again, the whole the animation, for example, you know, we've set this to being very, you know, sort of sliding in, sliding up. If you wanted, you know, you could do things by like it showed you there as a typewriter or whatever. If for example the next slide, this slide here, had a video, then the video could then play for however long that video part was. So if it's 30 seconds, this particular slide would last 35 seconds. Then the next slide would just go into, you know, another 5 seconds as it was before. Yeah. The options of, let's come out of this again. Goodness gracious.
But I mean, as Frank says, it's all about, you know, it's all about telling a story, isn't it? And finding clever ways to present. You know what really fascinates me is if we had one objective and all of us were to create a presentation around that one objective, how would we all arrive at it? It'd be really interesting, wouldn't it, to see how we presented a story and what elements we used and how we conveyed that, you know.
Most definitely. One of the tips that I never added here, actually, which I think everybody should know, and this is a great thing if you're repurposing content, as an example. Yeah, if we open up, let's open up this one here, a journey on the left hand side. These, if I remember rightly, are sort of quotes that I would post in stories on a daily basis. Now, instead of having to make a whole load of other, let's say I want to use this in Pinterest, yeah, obviously the size isn't correct. So if we just go along to the left hand side here, click resize, yeah,
oh, perfect.
we can now put in the exact thing we're looking for. Yes, so example, Instagram story. Yeah, we want to copy and resize.
And what do you then do? Download that, John?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. So you'll see now, although the whole content is there, but the picture's off. So literally, we're just going to take what I think 15 seconds to repurpose this entire post. Wow. Yeah, we can just drop down the logo, and then we can just bring up the editorial. Yeah, and we're done. We've now repurposed, and we're now ready to use a specific size for a specific platform. It's a great, really is a great bit of kit, to be fair, and it's done the whole thing for every single one down here as well. Yeah, for me just to go and change.
It's really good.
Yeah,
really good. Stephen, you want to ask a question or add something? You're on mute.
One of those common things. Amazing, 2 years and I still do it. Well, there's a couple of things. One, John, that I just wanted to mention to you was that you mentioned right at the beginning, your very first point, when you were moving elements around, that lines come up and you weren't sure what those were. Those are actually guidelines that help you line up either with the center or positions within the picture, but it also shows you other elements. So if you wanted to line up with another picture and set everything to the left, it will, when you're there, the guideline will pop up. So just for your personal benefit, that's why they're all there. And they pop up on screen every so often. The other question I wanted to ask you, John, was if you know about this, and this is going back to the paid version. If you buy the paid version, obviously it's cheaper if you pay annually than the monthly. They give a discount. But they also, because I just renewed recently, and I got an offer that I can set up 4 partner accounts under the one payment, and they all get pro use as well. It's obviously meant for companies and teams working together, but I just wondered if you know how that works and whether people get individual, or if anyone else knows this, whether people get their own individual sort of accounts and they can. I've been through it a little bit, and it does appear that you can set up privately and have some stuff private and some stuff shared.
I looked into that on another platform. You can add, as far as I know, you can add people to your account, okay, but it'll be on your account. They won't have a separate account, if you know where I'm coming from.
Yeah. Go on, Paul. Sorry.
Sorry, I've got this on Canva. I've got a couple of guys in the Philippines that work for me full time, and they have their own login, but they're part of teams, and within a team, you can allocate people to a team, and then that tells them what parts they can access. If they've got folders and stuff like that, where you're different customers, different clients, it shows which teams can access which stuff, but they get everything. They get all the access to all the features of the pro plan. It's fantastic. You know, if you're cheeky, you could, I suppose, get together with some friends and be a team for your own pursuits.
Well, that's, to be honest, remember, that's what we were saying here amongst not just Canva, but we were mentioning that on last week's session, weren't we?
What you have to consider, though, Gordon, is it worth all the hassle for what you're going to save? Like,
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I the only reason I think Canva works well is because it's so multifaceted and it has so many sort of benefits. And I must admit, I've known the resize function is there, but I haven't really used it. And I'm really pleased you've gone through this in detail, John. And actually on the platform, I think it makes a lot of difference when you're seeing it visually. But we all need to try and practice it a bit. Really, I think it would be really good if there's something that we could do. Maybe I know we've just changed the graphic for the round table, but if anybody's got any idea about focusing on somebody's business or this or anything else, maybe just to come up with one design, one page.
You have a round table logo.
Do I have a round table logo? I don't think I do really. No. I tell you what. Hey, here's the thing. Right. Here's the thing. Right. We are going to do a networking event because at the moment there are a ton of people that cannot make the 8:30 meetings on a Wednesday morning, and particularly those in America. So on the first Monday in September, Monday evening at 6 o'clock, Paul and I were going to create a design for that networking event. So why don't we say to everybody, design? What do you reckon? Design a banner, Paul, or something for that?
Yeah, good.
Should we just? And the only reason I'm saying it, guys, is because there's nothing better than practicing something, you know. Because I'm the worst at it. I would say, oh, this all looks good, and then get on to the day job, you know. So it's going to be at 6 p.m. on the first Monday in September, whatever that is, and it's going to be Influencer Marketing Secrets networking event. Why don't we create a flyer for that?
I'll create a video, Gordon. Just send all the details to me, will you please? If you email me all the details to that, I'll I'll have a sample video for you to look at before next week's meeting.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Gordon,
Go on.
this is I don't know whether it's going to allow me to play it, but this is well,
the audible break
worked out to be a 32-second sort of animated video, if you like, and it's not going to. I don't think my computer's going to let me do.
You've got problems with bandwidth there. Is it your Wi-Fi or what? Why is it having so many problems? Or is it just Cyprus?
I think it's actually the laptop. I don't think it's the I don't think it's the Wi-Fi. I'm not sure.
Right.
It seems to be. I don't know. It's overwhelmed.
Overwhelmed by the enormity of the occasion. All right. Okay. Look, we've all. You just want to show it, yeah?
Sorry. It's frozen again.
Yeah. So okay, I understand the principle of it. So how do you add? Where do you add audio in then? So that's you've created a graphic.
Yeah. So
I see. On the left-hand side, audio. Right, I got you.
Yeah, exactly. And you can upload exactly the same as your pictures and your videos. You can even upload your own music and so forth. And it's even I've actually produced a video here where you can see a woman. It looks like she's playing the game, and when she puts her arms up in the air like to celebrate, not only do we have the background music, but then I've incorporated a crowd that cheers and claps at the same time as well.
Oh, I see. Okay, cool. Well done. Yeah.
So it's really, it's really, and like you say, the best thing with Canva is literally grab a cup of tea, sit down, and have a play.
Yeah, which is the reason why I suggested if we've got a purpose and we can compare everybody doing with the same objective, different ways of presenting it. So what I'll do is I'll send out the details of when it is, and then next before we get onto the session next Wednesday, we'll just have a little review of what everybody has done. Yeah.
Yeah.
We okay about that?
Mm.
We've got some really smart design people in the room here, so present company not accepted.
Yeah, design's not my forte at all. I can, but
yeah. All right, guys. Right, it's gone past 9:30. I hope you've enjoyed the session. A big thank you to John.
yes,
and managing through
really
Great
good.
presentation.
managing through the technical details, but it was very good overall. Well done. Yeah, so same again next Wednesday. Thank you very much for joining, and do tell your friends, anybody in the group. We've got a number of new members that have joined the Facebook group. Do as much as you can to engage in the posts, as James is saying. It really does make a difference.
And can everybody that's on today's webinar leave a review on Gordon's Google presence? All you have to do is type in Gordon Glenister Ltd, and on the right hand side of the screen, all Gordon's details will pop up, and just down below it has leave a review. And if everybody can leave a review, I will have some videos done up during the week that we can start promoting next Wednesday's roundtable.
Yeah, we've now got all of the graphics which Paul's team has done, so they're all set up now in
it's up to everybody to promote it, everybody that's on it, you know.
Yeah, look, it's a free session, guys. You know, at the end of the day, I want you to collaborate. I want you to learn. I want you to find new business opportunities, and that's how it all starts, really.
Sorry, James, can you just type into the chat the where we find the Gordon?
I've already done it. It's already in there.
Yeah, it's just
Okay, got it.
Leave a Google review on Gordon's Google profile, Gordon Glenister Ltd, and on the right hand side of the Google search, all Gordon's details will pop up.
Cool. All right, guys, have a lovely day.
It's important that you put in the Ltd.
It is. Yeah.
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 Okay, see everybody next
All right,
week.
guys.
Thanks,
All the
guys. Nice to
best.
meet you all. Have a great week.
John,
Bye.
John,
Yeah.
can I talk to you for 5 minutes afterwards?
Sure, sure.
Okay, I don't know how to do that, but please message me.
Sure, no worries. I will do. In WhatsApp.
Okay.
Yeah?
Bye, everyone.
Bye.